Hey everyone, I'm doing this reading here today to find out what we can do to catch a break when things are going all awry, right? We're all going through things, we are processing things, some of us are grieving, some of us are going through life changes, some of us are just not having the best time, and while getting professional help is the best way uh, out of these or through these things. Sometimes that is exhausting as well, right? Therapy has been not easy. If you're really doing the work, it takes a lot of your energy, it takes a lot of your patience, and it has to hurt before it heals. So what do we do to make our time better, to make our life better, just to bring ourselves when we're feeling very dysregulated, nervously, emotionally, spiritually, when we're feeling attacked, when we're feeling completely dysregulated? How do we bring ourselves back to a safe space, a stable space, at least for that while, right? Because I feel those tiny increments, those tiny islands of peace really help us to heal and to bring ourselves back, find ourselves back. So this reading is about that. You have 5 piles here today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can pause the reading here, make a choice, and hi group 1. I have just burnt the camphor, and I was trying to light my candle on the camphor fire, and that backfired badly. I kind of scalded my finger. It's okay. What you do when you learn. Okay. This isn't a candles crying reading at all, but okay. Spirits, guides, ancestors, please help us find moments of peace, regulation, and calm for pile 1. And that's what I thought. So when I looked at this red candle and the way it was blackened out because of this camphor, it gave me a feeling that the first and foremost thing because red is the piles that I've chosen today really went from lower to higher chakras. I do not have a purple or an indigo candle, but it went from root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, and then throat. So this was related to root, but it doesn't have to be, of course, right? But this card really confirmed it for me. There's a problem with your sense of stability, foundations, feeling grounded, feeling powerful, feeling seen, feeling appreciated. feeling acknowledged and feeling like you are the one to be followed, the one to be appreciated, the one to be acknowledged. The lack of support can also extend to lack of partnership. Somebody who's really a ride or die for you. Lack of a spouse, or lack of support from the spouse. And in this case, I do not necessarily mean a spouse in the physical or legal context. I mean a spiritual spouse. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can just be a ride or die, somebody that you can really count on. Could be a friend, it could be a sibling that is really there for you, is happy for your wins, supportive. Okay. So, Spirit, how do you suggest while one calms themselves, soothes themselves as they work this out? Not so many, just one card, please. Just one more card. Okay. I just want one more card. There's one more card. Thank you. Okay. So to start off, Spirit is asking us to not be reckless at this moment. You're feeling unstable, you're feeling unappreciated, you're feeling wronged, you're feeling alone, and that may lead us to act out of anxiety, act out of anger, act recklessly. So that has to be calmed down. First of all, do not do that, please, at this moment. Second thing is, Spirit is asking us to start an endeavor that has absolutely no baggage associated with it. Nothing. No expectations, no baggage, no previous experience. Just start with something completely fresh on the side. It doesn't have to be your main thing, but something that we are planning to just start with and then figure out on the way. So you see, the Fool here isn't experienced with the skills. Maybe he's not carrying a lot of baggage with him. What he's going on is faith. He has the divine light shining on him, and he also has a guide dog with him who is on the journey and he's ready to take a plunge. So please find that something that will that makes you want to start without thinking too much. I think that would be a good endeavor. Just start something from scratch, no expectations, just for yourself. And please do not pay any attention to who is looking at you. Do not pay attention to what others are doing at this moment. Just try to cut that off. And I would also say, you do not need to tell anyone what you're going to do, right? It doesn't have to be something so crazy that you are going, or it could be, you may want to move to a separate town altogether, a separate city. However, with the Knight of Wands, a very drastic change is suggested against. So I would say this is more of a hobby, more of if you're having issues with work or money, maybe you can just start on a business, start on applying for a new job, start researching on a completely this is not about researching exactly, this is just getting on that path. So start applying for a new field. Do your research as you go ahead, and don't bother asking anyone about it. If you're feeling called towards a direction, just go for it. You'll figure it out as you go along. Something that will not harm you, something that will not change a lot of things, maybe change your timings, maybe it will change your routine, but it's not going to cut people out of your life implicitly. It is not going to make you quit a job. No, none of that. We are being asked not to do that. Start on something and do not tell anyone about it. Keep it secret. This is for you. And don't ask others also too much about what they are doing. Do your own research. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? Thank you. Okay. 5 of Pentacles in reverse, 10 of Swords, and 7 of Cups. Okay. We have also been suggested to let go of the pain that we are carrying. No baggage, right? Let go of that pain. Let go of that feeling that we are going to fail in this. Yeah. Let's let go of that. Because this is a completely new chapter, right? So it may just be a trial, right? It may just be something before we do to pass our time in a healthy, productive manner. It may be something that we are doing, taking on before we try something else. So please do not put a lot of expectations on this. But do put the learnings. I think this will help you really. Yeah, I think what will happen is it'll open up. First of all, it's going to open up a realm of possibilities for you in your head, in your mind. Right now, we may be feeling stuck. We may be feeling blocked. We may be feeling dejected. I think that will help us. I think this endeavor will help us come out of that. Indulge in an array of possibilities for ourselves. Our brain will open a little bit towards that. Second thing is, will not be as hyper focused to the things that we have lost. And we are going to shift from that emotional. I think this is a case of material stability, but also like physical material stability, but also this has affected us emotionally a lot. This is really eating at us, and you're feeling bad, we're feeling sad, we feel like we are grieving, we're feeling we've lost. So coming from that to a place of 10 of swords. Now 10 of swords, this looks horrendous, right? But this man has a ton of swords on his back, but he knows that they are swords. Okay, coming from that place of complete grief, right? This is the upright card. Coming from a place of complete dejection and grief, the next step would be to come to a place of ending this chapter of dejection, and being able to see things, really feeling that betrayal or pain, or that feeling that okay, things didn't work out, but also feeling it from a logical perspective. Swords are all ideas. Swords are is indicative of air energy, thoughts, ideas, words. So the things that didn't work for us, it's going to help us see things from a critical lens. Maybe not completely objectively, but at least we are getting there, and we'll be able to feel this out and end it. And from that place, go to a place of wonder and imagination. Spirit, any other messages for Paragon? The thorn, protection, boundaries, clear communication. Okay. Boundaries. Boundaries is related to this new endeavor that we're starting on. Please do not let anyone discourage you from that. They do not need to know. This is a personal endeavor for you, and you do not need to share everything with everyone, is all I would say. Anything else? Anything else, Spirit? Too many. One more, please. Thank you. Integration, plant yourself here. Integration, embodiment, grounded action. Okay. Right. I think another issue that Spirit is highlighting with this card is maybe there was a past experience of planning, starting on a journey, but not taking measured, real actions towards our goals and what we want. And hence a lack of stability and groundedness. So Spirit is encouraging us to, whatever you find here, right? Whatever you find here in this 10 of Swords, when you're okay, so while you are on this fool's journey, you're going to it's going to unearth a few things for you. Okay, this is what I should have done better. This is what I shouldn't have done. For the shouldn't have dones, please create boundaries with yourself and with the world so that you do not repeat them. And second thing is, for the things that you didn't do, please start understanding why you didn't, and create concrete steps or plan of action to be able to incorporate that in your either daily routine or your like small babies, incremental small baby steps that you can really incorporate and include. Like, for example, as I'm doing this tarot, this is the first time I've included candles, right? It's not a big investment, but I feel like this is an upgrade. Barely much of a difference, but still, incremental changes, small incremental changes that I can start that you can start incorporating in your practice will really help a lot. Okay, so thank you, Pyral Vaughn. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope this helps. Please like, share, and subscribe. I was just trying to look at any other messages that I have to give you, but I think we've covered almost everything that Spirit has to say or what we can process. So please like, share, and subscribe this. Please do let me know. Comment if any of this helps. If you've been planning to do something, if you've been called to start an endeavor, you can share it below. Let me know how this pans out. I'm really curious. Thank you. Hi, Paul 2. I hope this reading finds you well. I hope this reading finds you taken care of. And if not, I hope we can find out with Spirit what we can do to take care of ourselves and to come to a better state. Let me prep a little bit. So orange pile, or at the pile with the orange candle. This looks very bright towards me. Yeah, this looks like, I have a feeling it's going to be about creativity. I'm just making guesses here. It could be something completely different. So let's find out. What can pile to do to find some peace, tranquility, inspiration, just catch a break as life be life. Spirits, ancestors, guides. What's happening with fire? Oh, okay. You're not being able to move on. So it's not, this is about emotions. You're not being able to walk away from something that has a hold on us emotionally. I feel we know that we have to move on, but we are not doing that because it takes strength, it takes time, it takes a certain level of willpower, and sometimes we run out, right? We run out. Sometimes we just want to stay in one place and not have to do the hard thing. So in those times of pause, and that's completely okay, right? It's completely fine. It's understandable. What do we do in those pauses to help recuperate, regenerate, to be able to do the next phase of the process. This was naturally upturned. All right. Well, okay, so this is a moving ahead, like a strong moving ahead card, but that's not how I'm reading this, because that's not what this reading is about. It's not about moving ahead. No, what do we do in those pauses to find some relief? Okay, so that's not how I'm reading this exactly. Let's find out some more. I don't know what's happening. I think this is just a very heavy reading, and I'm also in a sort of phase of moving on from things, difficult things myself. So the energy has been quite erratic. Okay, so it's this. Okay. Got it. Thank you, Spirit. So the first message that's coming up right now is so this is not at all a reading on how to move on and what to release. No, I will be doing that in the next week. This is again just to what do we do in those times of pause to find some peace. So in this case, in this scenario, in this case, the previous spiral was different, of course. In this scenario, what I'm seeing is the best thing at this point in time, as you're not being able to, as you're trying to move on from something, is to understand your motivations, right? In the Chariot, the Emperor, I read this person as the Emperor in this card. The Emperor knows where they are going, where and why they are going. They have their motives clear, right? They are in charge of their dark side. They are in charge of the light side. So having that sort of understanding, not on what people do, but where we are going and why where we are going, why we are moving. Having those two things cleared out, where and why, I think will help us a lot at this time. The second thing that I see is related to the where. Right now we are feeling stuck. Absolutely, we feel like we cannot move. We feel like we cannot take actions or do anything. We're feeling really bound to the situation, but that's okay. We can take this time to mull over again where we want to go, expand our horizon a little bit, start looking elsewhere. Just start looking. You don't have to start doing anything. There's no need. What this time of pause is actually going to give us is a perspective and an idea of what is out there for us, right? We have to look at our options. So please mull over your options at this time. And the third thing is Knight of Pentacles. That is very slow steps, very slow incremental steps. Start taking those, or at least start planning for them. Make a to-do list. Things may seem very overwhelming. So for example, if you are trying to leave, an established system, an established household, maybe, what are you going to start with, right? Just get those, like, what are the practical things that you have to get out of the way, that you have to figure out. Please make a list of those and start researching on that to be able to come out of this. Okay, start wrapping up loose ends, right? Small loose ends that you can start wrapping up. Please begin on that. Okay. Some more messages, Spirit. Thank you. This, so and like the best part about tarot is I didn't do this for the last pile because I didn't see it that way, but this Seven of Swords has come right, reverse Seven of Swords has come right below the Chariot. The Chariot, I told you, was to give us an idea on how, or like to get a clear picture on where we want to go, but rather more than where we want to go. Okay, forget about where we want to go. Where we want to go, we right now have to just open ourselves up to a realm of other options. Okay, we may not be very clear on where we want to go, what we want and don't want. I think that is a better way of looking at this Chariot. What we want and do not want. Going ahead. Yes, going ahead, what we want and what we do not want. Why we are moving. What did not work. What we would like more of. Let's figure that out. Yes. What we want and we do not want. What we would like more of. What we would not want anymore. That should give us a better, that should strengthen our solar plexus, right? When we are clear with why we are doing something, it gives us a very it gives us a lot of strength in our solar plexus to know that our intentions are solid, that they're coming from an honest place. And also being honest with ourselves. Yeah, Seven of Swords in reverse. Maybe we've been lying to ourselves all this while, or maybe we've been lied to. We cannot control the actions of others, but what we can do is not lie to ourselves. If we find ourselves in a position of being lied to, really be able to look at the hard facts and give us the grace, give ourselves the grace that we will understand and be able to handle the truth and nothing but the truth. It'll also, this finding our intentions and what we want, what we do not want, is also going to lift up a lot of lies that have been clouding you. If there was any sabotage done in the way, or if we've been self-sabotaging, that we'll be able to clear that up. Okay. Five of Swords in reverse. This is a manipulation card, but in this, it's so strange that in this deck, right below our Eight of Swords, the Eight of Swords, right below this, right below that, we have this trapped card, right, where we're being trapped in a bottle, a gilded cage. We've been manipulated into a situation that we do not want to be a part of. And the more I know that you're feeling stuck, but the more you start imagining other possibilities, this will start to fade. This feeling of stuckness is going, and this feeling that somebody else has power on your situation once you start entertaining other possibilities, that feeling is also going to dissipate. Okay. Nothing came out for Knight of Pentacles. Okay, I'm not going to touch that. Some advice. Spirit, some advice for Pile 2. Thank you. I'm gonna take all 3. Sureness of the soil, unseen help, support community. Okay, that feeling of being held. Alright, right now there is some, you're feeling alone, you're feeling unsure, you're feeling stuck, you are not sure on where to go, why you want to go. Once you get a clear idea of the why, I feel for the rest, the help, you're going to get help. As in how to go there, what to do, those kind of things, I think you're going to be receiving help. Once you are very clear, and this is a major arcana card, I think this is what is really required of you right now, to be clear on why you are moving and what you want and do not want. Second thing is healing, healing the motherline, healing ancestral work, motherline, growing up. Yeah. I think this feeling of stuckness is related to a family, letting go of a family member or somebody that feels like family, or somebody who reminds us of a family member who was that, because it's very hard for us to then go of toxic patterns that have been introduced to us while we were children, because that is all we knew, right? So I think that feeling of stuckness that you're getting right now, it may not, the same circumstances may not invoke the same feeling of stuckness into somebody else, because they have not gone through your childhood. I think these are patterns from the past. And I think you being able to come out of this is going to help you heal that pattern from the root altogether. Grandmothers, remember your roots, perspective, and trusting the weavings. Remember your roots, perspective, and trusting the trust the weavings. Okay, so this trust the weavings, right? So trust about the path that has led you so far, and trust the path that is taking you ahead. Remember where you came from. Remember the perspective, right? So remember the crazy change that you have gone through to even come to this point, and trust that wherever you're going is only going to get better. That's all, pile 2. I'd like to end my reading here. I think we have a good perspective of what to do in our time of pause. And please, if this resonates with you, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if this is if my readings are reaching you. And if you would like to share, please leave a comment, give me some perspective, give me some idea on how this is affecting your life, so that it helps me hone my skill and my reading better. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, pile 2. Welcome, pile 3. Something really interesting just happened. I was my lamp was coming down, like, you know, the intensity was coming down for the light, and I was plugging it in, and the light changed to yellow on its own, and this is a yellow pile, so I don't know. Yellow. Heavy emphasis on the solar plexus, I guess. Let's see. Damn. I have to find a better way to light the candle. Now everything I do is feeling like a synchronicity for some reason, but I think I'm just overthinking things. Alright. Okay, this is going to blister, but it's fine. I don't have an ointment for it, so I'm going to ignore it. Like I ignore most of my problems. Alright. Okay. Pile 3, I think humor. Yeah, I don't know why, but I feel like just being able to have a little fun, have some laughs, make some people laugh, is going to really alleviate difficult, stressful situations, is how I would like to start with this reading. But let's see what Spirit has to say. And please go out in the sun, for sure. I have not said this to anyone else, but please go out in the sun. Ooh, yep, stressful situation is correct. The burn in my hand was real. You are going through some shit, and wow, looks like some things that you have built are tumbling down, feeling attacked, feeling horrible, just horrible. This isn't a grief, this isn't a letting go. You are going through it. Pile 3, going through it. Spirit. Pile 3 seems to be really dysregulated, feeling attacked, don't know what to do. What can Pile 3 do to come to a place to be able to start thinking of next steps? Just coming to that place. How does Pile 3 catch a break right now? Ace of Cups is, no, this is reversed. Okay. No, a clearer message, please. A singular card. I want to keep this reading quite simple today. Is this a heartbreak, Pile 3? Because I'm seeing only cups till now. What? This is a... wow. wow, wow, 3. I don't know how to read this. The simplest answer that I'm coming to, and I don't even know if I'm reading all of them serially or whatever, just clicked for me, is if you've been broken up with and if you didn't know that that was happening, move on like that. Move on like that. You thought somebody, god damn, this has never been so clear. I'll definitely look for another interpretation for this, but right now the first thing that is a very clear answer for me, interpretation for me, is you've been heartbroken. It's causing a tower. You're sad about the loss of a soulmate, of an old friend, whatever it is, old whoever. Move on, find someone else, and replace them, level up, replace them with what you really want. Maybe you've broken up with someone, maybe you've broken, or maybe it's asking you to break a heart. Yeah, this is also another, if somebody is really giving you a lot of stress, and you just had a realization that this is not what you want, this is not where it's at, this is whatever situation you are in. Whatever situation you're in is really causing you a lot of sadness, grief, whatever. What you can do is end it. Let that go. Let that old situation go. This is it's also it's a sign, I mean, it's a card for the past, like past attachments, past life, soulmates, whatever. Let go of the past, grieve on it, or let the other person grieve on it. This is break up and move on. This, I couldn't read this in any other way. If this is a professional context, whatever you're doing, stop it. Do not give to it anymore. Break things off with it. And replace it with someone else, something else. I cannot see any other way to read this. What else? Or maybe you're just going through a hard, it is also possible that you're just going through a hard time right now. It's very chaotic and you're not feeling supported or loved. Maybe there are 5 things that are just happening all at once, right? Just crumbling down, breaking down for you. The first thing would be for you is to discard of the things or the people who are affecting you, hurting you. Discard them and replace them with someone who you really will feel whole with, who would really support you, who would make you feel like you have somebody. It can even be a friend. Stop talking to that friend who is constantly, poking you and creating problems in your life. Let them go. Cut them off. Once you do that and you are sad, you are going to find somebody who is actually going to understand you better and who is actually going to be able to be there for you the way you need them to. Okay, I think that is like what you should be doing at this time. And I can't believe this is an advice I'm giving, but this is what I'm seeing. And I have also done it. I've literally done this 6 months ago. Everything was crashing around me, and this guy I was dating was giving me, oh my god, he was just making my life hell. I mean, my life was already hell. I had like 3-4 things that were crashing at the same time. Life really do be like that, right? And at that time I was so overwhelmed, and this guy was also bringing in problems. I was like, come on, I can't have that. I cannot bloody have that. You're here to be I'm not asking you to be a support system, but please don't make my life difficult at this time. What's wrong with you? And I had to cut them off. And I haven't been in a different relationship as such. What I've been doing is fixing the other problems, but in your case, I think removing that thing that isn't serving you is going to bring in something that is really going to help you, is how I'm reading this. Okay, some clarification, Spirit. Okay, that's so crazy. Ace of Cups, Two of Swords, Strength. Yeah, okay, so how I'm reading this is the Ace of Cups that you are giving to other people, please give it to yourself. Stop giving to somebody else who's making your life hell, who's not helping you. Cut them out. Do not give them a second of your time, of your emotion. Just stop. Pour that all into yourself. Pour it all into yourself. I mean, Ace of Cups under Ace of Cups? Come on. Come on. Alright. Second thing is Two of Swords. Under Six of Cups and Five. Maybe the other person will be sad and you'll be a little unsure on what to do. Maybe. Just experience it, just phase it out, just go through it, having that feeling of not being sure on what to do, whether I did the right thing, whether I didn't do the right thing, whether I should do the right thing, what is the right thing. It's fine. Go through it. You'll find that either you're going to find, or another way of interpreting this is, you do not break up. You just stop giving to that situation, to that to somebody who's draining you. Stop giving to that person or that situation altogether. Give it all to yourself. Maybe the other person or that situation, that older situation, is going to feel your absence, and then they are going to start showing up in the way that you need them to. Because this is, so here, the Strength card is of course strength, right? Taming your own demons. But here also, the beauty has made friends with the beast, right? So that can also be a way to interpret this. Is maybe you both are going to find the common ground and things will start flowing better. Yeah. Okay. Third thing is, sorry, I've just, maybe I've confused you, but the first and foremost thing is, stop giving to that situation and give it all to yourself. I think that is the most important thing right now. The next steps you'll figure out, whether you should leave them or whether you should have a heart to heart, have a conversation, bring them to the same page. And if that's not possible at all, let them go. Somebody else will come who is going to give you what you need, right? If somebody is not giving us the time of day, support and understanding, when we really need them the most, you're going through a bloody tower, for God's sake. If they can't be there for you, you are in no obligation to be there for them at this moment. Give to yourself. If they're a real one, they are going to figure it out, change their ways for you. If they're not, let them go. Somebody who can will. Any advice, Spirit? Any advice? Wow. After the rain, silver lining, relief, hope, mercy. It's over, acceptance. Okay. Breakup. Seems like a breakup card to me. Maybe whatever you're thinking will bring you a lot of pain is actually going to be relief. Or maybe you see that something is really crumbling down and letting go of that and not giving to that situation anymore. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a family dynamic, maybe it is the end of a friendship group, whatever it is, something there was something that was very close to your heart. And maybe instead, when something is breaking down, and instead of really hurting you, plunging a dagger in your heart, the first thing that comes to your mind is not the pain but the relief. Babe, it's time to leave. Okay, so please, if this tower is giving you a sense of relief, if that is your first thought and reaction, that is a very big indication that it's time to move on. Second thing, creations realize, right time, harvest, celebrate. What? I think let's do that. Yeah, this makes more sense. Rose without thorns. You have a right to your joy, peace, and sweetness of life. You absolutely bloody do. You don't need shit. Shit be happening sometimes, right? You don't, but that's what life's for, like it brings us down and it brings us sometimes to our knees, and you have to figure it out. But you do not want your allies and your friends and your loved ones to add to the mess. We do not need that. We have enough of it, right? So you have a right to your joy. You have a right to peace. Forget about happiness. The happiness is more of a what you give is what you get, I feel, right? You can create your own happiness, you can build your own happiness. Giving others happiness gives you happiness. That's fine, right? You can work on that, but you definitely have a right to live a peaceful life. That is the bare minimum, and you deserve that. You definitely deserve that. And just having some joy and being able to appreciate the nicer things, the sweet things in life. For that you need some peace, and you definitely deserve that. By 3. The bloom. Once you come to a place of peace, and that is, after that you can start building on after that you can start being able to create things. To create something properly, we need an existing foundation to be dismantled, right? I think that is what's happening at this moment. You're clearing up space, and this clearing up space is going to give you a better ground to start building what you actually want. Yeah, I hope that helps. Pile 3, and this looks quite intense, but I think you know your answer. I think you know your answer. If this resonated with you, please share a like, comment on the video with how things are going down. I'm really curious. I hope I have been able to give you a good read. Yeah. Thank you, Pile 3. Hey, Pile 3. Your candle is green. Green is the color of a heart awakening, or your heart chakra. I see some indentations that were not there in the others. Okay, let's get started with your reading. Pile 3. What is up? What's happening? Spirit, can you please help me tap into their present energy? One card. What do they need a break from? I think, yeah, you're probably... I have a feeling that you're probably in therapy. Sorry. So this is a, star card. The first interpretation that I got was you're probably in therapy right now, and therapy is tough, man. Like, therapy is tough. So how do we, as we are going through it, through that healing journey, how do we replenish ourselves to be able to go back for more, to be able to take more? You need not be you need not be doing therapy either. Maybe you're just on a healing journey or a journey towards your purpose. These are both really good things. I feel like you're on a good path at the moment. But it can take from you. Like it doesn't really, it gives a lot more, right? But that process of realignment can be, I wouldn't say draining, it's more like it tires you out. It can be exhausting. Yeah, it can be exhausting. I wouldn't say draining, but it can definitely be tiring. So what can pile 4 do to replenish themselves? Or even if you're on the path of your true alignment, or you're on the path of finding your true purpose, maybe that is also causing major shifts in your life that you are creating or you're co-creating with the universe. So how can we take care of ourselves better? How can we catch a break, Spirit? Indulge in your indulge in your impulses, but like not the negative impulses. Like, it doesn't mean that so you are already in alignment. Like you're getting realigned, right? You're closer to your true alignment now than you were before, right? So I think it's Abraham Hicks, right? So Abraham Hicks talks about this concept of when you're doing that your heart pleases, when you're doing what your heart pleases, when you're coming towards alignment, when you're really listening to, okay, this is what makes me happy and this is what brings me pleasure. And I'm not talking about I'm not asking you to start binging on junk just because you feel like it. And if you're really going towards alignment, you're not going to feel that impulse also. If you feel like that impulse is just something whimsical, right? It doesn't really have a basis on why you're feeling that way, but you do. Let me take this different route today. Let me take this, let me pet this dog who seems friendly. let me, okay, I usually do this. I usually listen to a podcast while I'm on my way to work. Let me listen to this particular artist today. So just follow those impulses. Yes, follow those impulses. Healing and being realignment and being very clear on where you want to go, what you want to do, figuring those things out can be regimented processes. I think what you really need right now is to have some fun. To follow your impulses, the small nudges that you're getting from your inner self to do things that you cannot explain, and you don't have to, right? Yeah, just follow those impulses. I think that is going to, and it's also like so the most wonderful thing about being aligned, is when you start following these impulses and you feel, and it so turns out that these small steps that you made, like maybe you took a separate different turn just because you felt like it. Maybe it's going to take you a longer time to get to your destination, sure. Maybe it's a roundabout, maybe it is deviated from the plan. First of all, that deviation is not going to affect you. And second thing, you're going to find something so incredibly maybe you'll find a piece of, maybe you'll see a tree that will inspire you, maybe you'll see a synchronicity, maybe you'll see a message on a billboard that you really needed that day. These kind of synchronicities start happening when you are getting aligned. That has happened to me a lot. I am doing what I'm doing right now, this tarot, and this has changed my entire life just on a bloody whim. I saw tarot someplace and I had no idea. This was 3 years ago. I had no idea what tarot was. I had like an inkling because I had read about it in some mystery book, some murder mystery book many years ago. I think when I was school, so that is many years ago. And I read about that, and something about a lady reading tarot cards, but like just a short mention, but it remained in my mind. And that was the only time I had come across that. I think it was 3 years ago that I came across it someplace else as well. And I just bought it. I just went on Amazon and I bought myself a deck. And I had no idea how to read it. I just pulled up a random video. I went through it, and then when I started pulling cards, the friend that I was pulling for, he was shocked, I was shocked. We were both shocked. We kept it aside. We were like, what voodoo, what witchcraft is this? We got freaked out. We stopped pulling because it was so accurate, right? So these kind of, and of course after that initial shock, I of course went back, and I've been at it since. Yeah, this was 3 years ago. So, and it was just out of a whim. Now I have a channel, can you imagine? And it has helped me change a lot. Like, of course, if you know, like if you've been a part of this long enough, you know how much this really changes your life. It helps you see things that you can't see, and so on and so forth. So absolutely, it's been life-changing. So follow your whims is what I'm saying. Follow your whims. You're coming to a place of alignment at this moment. Maybe you do not even know. Maybe you don't even know that you're coming into a place of alignment. Follow your whims. Yeah. Second card, please. Spirit. Maybe you'll get a solution to catch a break on one of your whims. Ooh, okay. Overthinking and taking How is this helping her catch a break? Spirit, how is this helping? Oh god. Okay, I don't know how to read this. Let me pull some more cards. Maybe that will give me a better idea. How does pile 4 catch a break? Catch a break. Or what should pile 4 do to find a moment of peace, an island when things are rough? Okay, maybe at this moment you're having to heal from something or let go of something that you are holding on to tight, and it's a part of your higher purpose that you're not being able to do that. So following your whim, is going to give you a wake-up call. I've never seen this, I've never read it that way. Like usually this is like a sleepless night and overthinking, but it can also be a wake-up call or dreams, right? Like you just wake up from a dream. I've never read it that way. Yeah, maybe you're overthinking, maybe you're surrounding yourself with a lot of negativity at this moment, and it's just going to snap you out of it. Maybe. Or maybe you're being resistant and overthinking about something. That I cannot do this cannot be done, etc., and then you're just going to let it go. You're going to let it go, and you're going to be able to enjoy things a little bit more. Yeah, that defensive attitude comes from somewhere, right? So maybe the whole point of this is to be able to. So Spirit is asking you to be a little bit more open to taking chances, following impulses, and not think too much, not be too afraid to do that. Break out of a pattern of this is an action-oriented card, and this is more of communication. Speak up more. Don't overthink too much. Speak your truth more and take action. Be more proactive. Be more proactive on the things you really want to do. Don't overthink yourself. Don't hold yourself back, is what I'm seeing here. Speak up more often. Take action. Do what you want more often. And don't overthink and hold yourself back and like tell yourself that okay, if I do this, this is gonna happen. Just forget about it. Allow yourself to come out of that. Once we do that, we start to relax. Whenever I go to, I still can't ride a bike. Okay, I still can't ride a bike, and I completely resonate with this reading because whenever I go, and it's not like I haven't tried. I go to adult classes once a year. Once a year, I get so freaked out, I don't go again. But I go every year. The last time I went, not just the last time I went, and it gets better because I'm also working on myself in the interim time, right? So the first time I went, the instructor got tired. He was an older man, and around his 50s he has gray hair, and he was very, very sweet, trying to help me out, trying to giving me instructions and do this and do that, and like he had to go with me up and down, right, as I was trying to bicycle. And after half an hour he was like, Ma, and it's a very endearing way to call a young lady Ma. In the south of India, Ma means mother. So when they are calling, when an older person is calling you, a younger lady, Ma, it's a sweet, and it's a very pure form of endearment. And he doesn't even know me that well. Of course, that was the first time we met. But he was really putting in efforts, and then he says, Ma, Ma, please come back next week. I think we both need a break. That was the first time. The second time, third time, the only feedback I guess is you need to relax. You need to chill. You've got to chill, girl. And I'm like, sure. And then I don't go back for a year just because it's embarrassing, that I'm not comfortable enough in my own body, that my body just goes into this. I'm not being able to sway and move with the bike and enjoy the basic pleasure of riding a bike, right? So I completely get it. But we are healing. We are healing. We are on the path of healing, and what is going to help us heal, and what is going to help us as we are at this, what's going to help us parallelly is being able to act more on our impulses, not overthink, or even if you're overthinking, still doing what we want. Yeah, it's okay if you overthink. Let that happen in the background. You still do what you want, and speak up more. Speak what you feel is right. That way, that's how I notice relaxed people go about their lives, and it seems to be fine. So yes, there is some advantage to that. They seem like they've got it figured out. I mean, that's what I feel. Look at this guy, he can laugh without thinking how his teeth look. Seems nice to be able to do that. It's not like I can't, but yeah, I used to overthink a lot. But now, even if I'm overthinking, I still do it. I still overthink these readings, but I'm still doing it. So it's okay. I'm hoping after a point of time, we are going to become more comfortable with what we think of and what we want to do. And this overthinking aspect is gonna reduce, is what I'm hoping for. Alright. Anything else? No, I think that's all. I think once you figure this out, you'll be able to relax, and you'll be able to enjoy things a little bit more. Enjoy your own self a little bit more. This is literally a birthday card, the celebration of self, right? Yeah, I never read this also in this way. I've never read a Four of Wands as a celebration of self before. Just of your existence, right? Just happy that you exist. My actions, the things I want to do, I celebrate that I'm going to do it. and the things that I think of, I think that they should be heard. Just giving yourself that space to be. I think that is how you give yourself a break at this moment. I love it. I love it so much. Powerful. I love it. Any advice? Heart healing. Heart healing. This cannot be more synchronistic, because this is a heart. It was a green candle. I think this is going to heal your heart. Heart healing, emotions, connection, time eases. Yeah, and also if you're very time bound, okay, I should be doing this by this time, I should be doing that by that time, I should be doing things this way, I should be doing things that way, I should not speak too much, I should be speaking this much. Relax. Time will ease a little bit. Time will ease. Time will go. You will stop trying to catch up with time. Time will catch up with you. You will stop trying to catch up with time. Time will catch up with you. One more. Spirit. One more spirit. This doesn't seem that. Okay. Oh, I love it. So if you've been on the path of healing, or if you've started on the path of healing, there's a reason we get on it, right? It's because things change. Like the old ways cannot continue where we are going. Is basically why we start to heal those fractures, fissures that were in our foundations. So usually a starting point is like a death or a tower, like something that's crumbling down, something. Okay, that's not the starting. Death is never the starting. But something's crumbling down, things are not working the way they used to. The old patterns are not, old ways of doing things are not working anymore, so I have to change, right? I have to change tactic. And it leads us to a whole pathway of figuring out what works, what should work, what we want to do going ahead, etc. So that it's an intense process, like I said right in the beginning. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. The shedding process, yes, I figured it out. Now, for me, towers do not feel like towers anymore. Like really intense transformations, at some point, they stopped being too difficult to deal with. At some point, because by then I had become cognizant of the fact that this has to be done for me, for my highest good. This is the way. Like I became open and less resistant to transformation. So it's not as difficult for me to go through death. Death is bad for everyone, any given time, but it's better than how it used to be before. And transformation is only difficult if there is resistance, right? Otherwise, you simply change course. If there is no resistance, if there are no boundaries, hard walls, not boundaries like hard walls, if you're not having to push and break through walls, then it's a simple realignment. So when we become more open to change, that complete destruction, that pain, things are still going to break down. Things are still going to break to bring in the new, but it won't be as painful because the resistance will be lower. I think that is what this will bring about. I think that is the change this will bring about. Okay. Thank you, Pile 4. This was an interesting reading. Thank you for joining. Please let me know in the comments if this resonated. Please also put in a like. That would really help support my channel and give me the motivation to keep working at this. And thank you. Thanks for joining. Hi, Pile 5. Last but not the least, this is the blue candle. You've chosen the blue candle, and blue. So the order that I put the candles in today were based on the order of our chakras, bottom to top. I didn't get a purple candle, didn't get an indigo candle. The last candle we have today is blue. Blue is for throat. And this may or may not be related to your throat chakra. Let's find out. Okay. Let me clear this. It's my last thing. I don't want to extend this too much, but I tend to go a little longer for the last ones. Let's see. Let's see what comes out. If it does, it does. Okay, so pile 5. How do you catch a break from whatever you're going through right now? This reading is about that. Before that, we have to find out what you are going through at this moment. This is a pile, this is a blue candle reading, so I'm gonna change. Yeah, I like this lighting more for this pile. What are they going through right now? What's up, Spirit? Ooh, High Priestess. This has not come out, but I've only pulled it because it turned. And also, High Priestess is a very high chakra related card, right? It's about intuition. Following your intuition. Okay. Page of Swords. Is somebody spying on you? Are you feeling like somebody spying on you? Are you feeling watched? Please let me know if that's happening, because that's I've never come across that in my readings. Please comment below if that is what you're going through at this time. He's in his gut house. That's very strange. Any other card? You're feeling like somebody is... again, this is like a breach of boundaries, or like you're trying to put in a boundary between you and somebody else, and you're defending your boundary. So this feels like a breach in privacy for some reason. Or you're feeling very exposed, and you're feeling like you're having to defend yourself. Somebody is crossing your boundaries, somebody is crossing your need for privacy. Maybe you're trying to employ or like really assert boundaries at this time, and you're having some difficulty in doing that. When you're starting with asserting boundaries, it's always difficult. Always. It's a skill. Boundary setting is a skill. All skills, okay, not all skills. Some skills come more naturally than others, but there's a reason you haven't employed it all these years, right? It's because we've been taught that it's wrong, and there is a resistance inside us to put a boundary out. Maybe you find it so cringy that you like, just setting a boundary. This makes you want to like it's tough. Like, I have to sometimes speak up and communicate my feelings. Oh my god, that's like, I journal a lot before I give myself or before I communicate or figure out what I want to communicate about my feelings. I just find it just difficult, really hard. It's really hard for me to do. So I understand that if you're finding it difficult to set boundaries, I get it. But if you're feeling like, or maybe somebody is constantly breaching boundaries, not respecting your space, and you're trying to defend it. So how do you catch a break? Fine. How can spirit help us while we're figuring this out, while we are getting more comfortable in setting boundaries and asserting boundaries? How do we do that? How can you help the spirit? How can we help ourselves? Okay. This reading is about catching a break, but okay, let me read all the cards. A 10 of Swords doesn't scream catching a break, but Knight of Cups does. Let me read all the cards. Gently. I have no idea. This is like a clear betrayal card. Somebody's not listening to us. Either we've set a boundary and they're not listening and we're feeling betrayed, and it's triggering us, or triggered, right? This can also be a triggered card. Right now we're feeling triggered that our privacy or our space is being violated. So it's just giving us that trigger. It's bringing up the wounds from the past. Okay, fine. How do they, okay, thank you for the clarification, spirit. How do they catch a break? Keep them confused. You know what? This is more of I don't think this is related to catching a break. Yeah, I don't think this is exactly related to catching a break, but just to confuse them and to throw them off. What you can do is change a tactic completely different. So you're being defensive and you're feeling hurt. What you can do is be sweet to them on their face. Be sweet to them on their face. Be kind, sweet and kind to them. That will really throw them off. That will throw them off their game. And assert your boundaries. Maybe you're being defensive about it. Now be more kind about, polite about asserting your boundaries. Maybe try to explain to them from a place of understanding. Like this person is supposed, maybe they are, coming for some reason. They are making it their life's mission to come to you, and suppose it may be as simple as you work late. Okay, you work till 11 every day because that is just the nature of your work, and that is what you have observed over the past few months maybe. Okay, so you told your boss that I cannot join early, since it's become a regular thing, and my work hours are extending to till 11. I will be joining a little later. And your boss is like, no, and then they're spying on you and you're feeling very violated. Maybe they're talking about you, and it's triggering to you. It's bringing up some old wounds where people did not respect your boundaries before. And maybe having a conversation about it is going to throw them off. Maybe being friendly towards them and approaching it from a friendly and kind perspective, that, oh, I get it, you don't get what I'm like, maybe being kind towards their predicament is going to throw them off as well. Like, I get why you, just coming to them from a place of understanding, even if you do not understand, and even if it makes you want to rip your hair off. Have a front of genuine understanding. Okay, not a front of genuine, maybe approach the situation from a place of real understanding, that, you know what, I get why you're doing this. I completely get it. I see you. I understand what you're saying. I disagree with what you're saying, but I understand where it's coming from. That'll throw them off because they're used to you acting in a certain way, and it'll give you a break. Is how I'm reading this. Any more for a different perspective? Yeah. It'll throw them off. It'll give you some breathing time to bloody take hold of your bearings and understand how to tackle with this a little bit better. It'll also avoid a death as in a complete end. Maybe if this keeps on going, you may have to quit your job, which may be the right thing for you to do eventually, but at this moment you cannot handle. That's not what you want. Maybe you just want to be respected and your boundaries to be taken seriously. So this will avoid an end, this will avoid conflict, and this will also avoid you having to look somewhere else. Put this here because it'll throw them off. Damn, I love this read so much. It's so effective, and it's not like a metaphorical giving you a break. This is actually giving you a break. It's helping you catch a real break. I love it. What else? Yeah, maybe something is triggering you and triggering them too, and it's just a matter of it's just your old wounds coming to the surface. Maybe it's not that big. Maybe that's, there's a page. It's not even like a knight. It's a page of swords, right? So maybe it's not that big a deal, but it feels like a big deal because we have 10 swords on our back that have to heal. So acknowledging that, okay, this is a trigger point for me, This is where it's hurting. This scene and that betrayal are not related. They seem like they're related, but they're not related. So I can deal with this in a very different way. It'll give you some time to think as well. Maybe you don't want to weigh your options, right? Maybe you'll throw them off, and maybe having this clarity, this clear conversation will help you both to understand your options, or you to understand your options, right? And it doesn't have the entire situation, it doesn't have to be a crash and burn, right? It'll just give you some clarity. Okay, any advice, Spirit? And yes, you have to get back and heal that 10 of Swords situation, that ultimate betrayal that is giving you these triggers, and you will do that eventually. But right now, if that's affecting your quality of life and quality of work and your day-to-day, you have to be able to tackle with that. And I think that is what this is giving us. Spirit, any advice? Pile 5, please. Okay, I'll shuffle. Now I'm gonna shuffle this 3 more times. Let's see. Nothing comes up. You have all the advice you need. Last. Okay, that's a lot. Fine. Say yes. Expand through the extremes. Trust life. Yeah. Not everything has to be so black and white. Trust life. And be open to conversation. Please be open to conversation. Not everyone is out there to get you. Not everyone is out there to hurt you. And once you approach this in a different way, initiate a conversation, maybe that will give you a different perspective, that hey, I lived through that, and that's going to help you gain some confidence as well. Surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. All right. Also, it'll give you a picture of your options. It'll give you a picture of your options. This different approach. Please, yeah. And please do this. Okay, so all of this is like to be open, to surrender, and to be tender, gentle. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. I don't know what's going to come up after this conversation, what is going to open up in you, what perspective shift will happen for you. I'm not sure, but whatever will happen from within. A seed of healing is going to, maybe this is going to help you come into a seed of healing, that hey, I lived, and it'll help you trust more. Yes, it'll help you surrender to the flow of life a little bit more, and with less resistance, less pain. The baggage is there, right? But you do not have to experience it every single time. You'll be able to start trusting life a little bit more. You'll be able to start, this is like, so the trigger happened, yes. Your body communicated, okay, this is a pain point, all right? You acknowledge it. You don't have to relive it, right? And you choosing not to relive it is going to tell your body that, hey, yeah, I know there is this pain point, but we do not have to keep reliving it. And the only way you learn is by doing, is by not reliving it, if that makes sense. It'll help us relax, and it'll help us trust a little bit more that if you are really having a honest conversation, it's not going to be, we are not going to be scrutinized, and we are not going to be crucified because of that. Yes, it'll help us expand a little bit, and it'll help us open up a little bit and heal, of course. Okay, I think that was a very positive read. Group 5. Throat chakra. Speak. Blue is for throat, and blue is to communicate with love, with understanding, with kindness, for the sake of communication. You're not just talking to talk, you're talking to communicate with each other, to understand the other perspective and to give your own perspective, to understand why things are happening, what do they have to say, why are they behaving that way. Maybe you have not spoken openly about things and like initiated a conversation before this, maybe, and this would be a change, and it would be a wonderful one. I wish you all the best, group number 5. I hope this helps, and yes, of course, eventually we have to heal, but we also have to live our lives, and this will, I'm hoping that this solution is going to help ease things out a lot for you. So thank you for your time and your energy. Please do like the video if this resonated with you, and subscribe if my readings are resonating with you, and also please comment down below how, if this was close, how this applies to your life. I'm really curious to know. So thank you, Gopal 5. Take care.